Okay, we are going to start off this video with the Ephebopus marinus. I don't trust this one yet, so we're kind of gonna try and do a through the lid feeding. Hopefully it will work out okay. It is pretty clear. Baseball. Oh, big hit right there. Done. Nice. Okay, let's get the EC Cyanonathus down. Okay, here is Kalen. This is the Cereocosmus elegans. Molted about 7 days ago. Get back down inside there, Mr. Cricket. There we go. First feeding after molt for the elegans. Good job, Kalen. Okay, let's see who we got coming up next. Well, if you guys want to, we can watch a little bit of the old I'm a Happy Spider dance, if it'll focus on it. Try to focus on the water bottle and focus on the spider, will you? It doesn't want to do it. Let's do it this way. There we go. Beautiful spider. Look at that thing. Gorgeous. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this one we're going to try and do through the side of the enclosure because this is where Thaisa is at. This is the Brachypelma classy. Molted about, well, it was actually the same day that Kalen, the Cereocosmus elegans, did, so about 7 days ago. I'm going to try and get the cricket to go down inside of there for you, and hopefully it will want to eat. Now that it's molted, it went through a pretty serious fasting period there where it buried itself inside that little burrow. And it finally did molt. I have not seen it since it molted. I mean, I see it through the glass, or through the plastic there, but I haven't actually seen it out and about yet. It did open the burrow entrance a little bit. I just opened it up a tad bit more. Hoping that we can at least get a takedown, but I'm not sure. You know how brackies are. They are somewhat unpredictable about when they want to eat and how often or how quickly after they molt. And I would expect if this spider was hungry, it would have already... Nope, it got it. So it was hungry. Okay, so there's the takedown. I wish we actually could see the spider. Hopefully it's got some of its coloring. I don't know how big it got. It wasn't really big to begin with, so okay, let's move on. Okay, this is the Sednocnemus brachyramosa. You can see the entrance to the burrow right there to the right. Not sure if this one's going to eat. It did look a tad bit shiny. Might be in pre-molt. I thought I'd at least give it a shot. I don't know how I honestly keep misplacing. Oh, there it is. This little wooden stick just seems to like blend in with everything. No, you stay in there, Mr. Cricket. So I will cheat and look and see if it's even bothering. No, it's not even bothering coming up from where it's at. So we're going to just leave this cricket in. If it does come out and grab it and it's visible, I will update you. But I'll probably be pulling this cricket back out. Okay, we'll move on to the Brachypelma hamori. Okay, here is Milagro Brachypelma hamori, molted about 8 days ago. Where did that stupid cricket go? Maybe I didn't actually get it into the thing here. Yep, immediately. That is one thing about brackies, though. When they want to eat, they do. They don't waste time. The food hits the ground and it's in their mouth. Got all 8 legs, both pedipalps, fangs are good. Came through everything okay. You could see starting to get the coloring, which is exciting. Hopefully the next molt, the whole abdomen will then be black. And we'll get the reddish in the carapace, a little bit more reddish in the on the legs. This is one of 3 that I have. The other one is a very, very, very tiny sling. And the other one is a pretty much, I want to say it's confirmed male, but the next molt will really tell the difference. I'll really be able to tell. The molts haven't been perfect, but I haven't really seen anything that indicated female in any of them. So, okay, we'll move on. Okay, folks, here's Arkham. This is the Chromatopelma cyanopubescent, the green bottle blue. Oh, wasted 0 time. That is a male dubia. Take it down to the depths of 80s. Yeah, I can bring it back up. That's cool. We'll watch it for a little bit here. Put the light on it just a tad bit more. I think the other light that I got will be better suited for the bigger enclosures, because I can put it up on something and down now. I mean, I could, let's just see, we'll use it for an experiment here. And shut off this light, and you can see it's pretty powerful. I think it's 1,000 watts. So yeah, there was another one a little bit more expensive. This one, I think you can control how much power. There's like a dial, you could tone down the brightness a little bit, but this will be great for the bigger enclosures, you know, the adult females and some of the juveniles. I think this light will work out well because I can put it up high, you know, up like this. It does give some good lighting inside there. Just trying something different. It wasn't really expensive. It was about $18.99, I think it was. It's rechargeable, so I don't need to actually have batteries. You just plug it into the wall, or it'll USB charge. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, this is Ash. This is the smallest of the 2 Canthoscuria geniculatas that I have. This one molted not too long after Rio did. Should be ready to eat. When it happens, it's going to be quick. It's like gone. Oh my god, they are so fast. Unbelievably fast. So there is the Canthoscuria geniculata. Next up is the Theraphosinae species Panama. This one is going to get an enclosure upgrade. I'm going to get a few more of those baseball cubes. I have one, so this is where this one's going, is into a baseball cube, and then the Theraphosinae species Panama is going to go into a baseball cube, and I think the 3 Chilobrachy species Krakens are all going to go into a baseball cube as well. So I will pick up a few more of those next week, to rehouse the Chilobrachys and the Theraphosinea species Panama. Ash here is the biggest out of all those spiders, so Ash is going to move first. Okay, let's move on. Okay, once we focus, there is the Theraphosinea species Panama. Hoping that it's hungry. Sure is acting that way. What was that? What do you call that? Was that like a high five and duck and run? I don't even know what we call that. Oh, he's back out again. What are you going to do to it this time? Oh, you're going to get it. Good girl. This is one of the spiders that there will be no way that I get rid of it ever. This is one of those species I've had on my list for a long time, and those are the ones that you just, you know, you're just not going to get rid of. There are a few that I just picked up because, you know, I was into buying so many at one time that I will be moving, depending on what this. I want to move one of my Brachypelma albopilosum females. They're both, one's a little bit bigger juvenile than the other one, but I would consider the second one a juvenile also. A small juvenile, you know, 2 inches, maybe a tad bit bigger. Lincoln's not going anywhere because Lincoln is my son's Eric's spider. So we'll see what Juno turns out to be. If Juno is a female, then I'll probably try to move both of them. The Phrixotrichus scropa is getting mailed to Rachel this the week after Easter, or no, not the week after Easter, the following week. It's the week after the twins' birthday party. And their birthday is on the 23rd. Their party's on the 22nd. So you get a pretty good look of, this is Incanta, Incanti, I think is what I named this one. It's I-C-A-N-T-I, I think, Icanti. Yeah, I'm going to have to put the names on their enclosures when I get them all set to where they're going to be for the summer. I want to get everybody set. The Balfouri, my female, is going to get moved. The LP, once it molts, is going to get moved. The Colorado Velocis is going to get moved. The Chromatus is probably going to get moved. I don't know, because it's a male, so I may not move it into a different enclosure. That is, the Brachypelma bomi is getting traded next month for the Psalmopoeas ecclesiasticus. I am up to 6 nymphs of the assassin bugs, by the way, but one of them had something attached to it. I'm not quite sure what it was. I did remove it, but it's the only one that hasn't eaten, so I don't know if it was attached to its pincer or the siphon or whatever it is that you want to call it. I have to see what that thing is actually called, the thing that they inject into their prey. I don't know if it was attached to that, and when I took it off I might have damaged that because it just completely has run from its prey. The other ones finally ate. The first one I fed, the first one that hatched, so it was the first one that I fed, actually mauled its little nymph roach. But I did find the 6th one today. It's actually been a week since the 5th one came out, so I was kind of worried that the other ones weren't going to hatch, and I did find the 6th one today. There's still 22 more in there, eggs, and then 49 in the other container. So, okay, let's move on. Okay, here is the Holothele sanguinicepus. This is the smallest of the two. You can see it's starting to get its adult coloring. The carapace will pink out, not pink, but more like a blood rose or blood red. Maybe not really quite blood red, but it's hard to explain that color. Like the Bumba cabola? They kind of look similar to those, except for smaller. We'll try this little tiny measly cricket. See if it might want to actually eat. Or if it's just going to be defensive instead. We'll watch it for a minute, see how it acts. If it's running like it is, we'll probably just maim that cricket. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, is just maim that cricket and let him scavenge. Okay, we'll move on. Okay, so this is the home of the Ephiopus cyanognathus, which I was going to feed, but now I am not. As you can see, there is a molt there, and the tarantula is looking still a little translucent. It's still pretty soft, so I would say that this tarantula molted today. Probably within the last 6 to 8 hours, I would guess. I will slowly try and get you guys a side view here, so bear with me for a second. Remove all my equipment, and by equipment I mean box and deli cup that are being used as the stands to get me up a little bit higher. And you can see right there, if we can focus, which, yeah, there you go. You can see how translucent the legs are of the Bura. This is Bura, the Ephiopus cyanognathus. So this one will be put on the 5 to 7 day wait list for feeding, and I'll show you one more that also will be held back for the. Okay, this is Juno's enclosure. This is Brachypelma albopilosum. Yesterday, this was a yesterday molt. Down in the burrow is where Juno is, which is pretty much typical of albopilosums. So I do have my USB microscope for the computer, so I should be able to try and sex this molt. And if I can, I will take pictures. Well, I can. Matter of if there's anything that I can take pictures of with that USB camera. It does do still photos also, and I think there's a way to do a video with it as well, which will be kind of interesting. I'm going to experiment with that a little bit, with like some of the tarantulas that are in the baseball cubes, you know, putting the microscope right up to the side where they're at and seeing if we can get a close-up of them, and what it looks like through that microscope. But so yeah, that'll be tomorrow's adventure. We have the T. violaceus molt, the albopilosum, and the E. cyanognathus molt that we're going to try. And yeah, that's really it for this video. There are still a few more that do need feeding, and there'll be some at the middle of the week. We'll probably try feeding the Brachypelma bomi. Let me pause you and I'll bring you over real quick.